Alright guys, this is Hazard from the Annihilation map pack, and I have a feeling that the gaming community will be a little bit torn on this map. So from the little bit of research I did before buying this, which was basically nothing, my impression was that this was the long range map. So I thought, okay, well if I'm right about that, this is the one that they made for longer range battles, and I'm going to try the sniper rifle. So that's what I did. I played with the sniper for this game, and as a sniper, I thought this map was really cool. I mean, like, there's a lot of long distance paths that you can look down and get your snipes, but the thing is, the distance between cover to cover when you are on those paths is quite short. So as a sniper, you can hard scope all you want and it'll get you some kills, but it's not super easy. And it's the biggest advantage of this is that it gives the players who are being sniped against the opportunity to, flank and outmaneuver and take out those snipers as a team, which is really cool, and I think will make for some great gameplay in the future. Again, this is TDM. I have not played any of these new maps on any game mode but TDM. This is my first game on Hazard, and again, I think people will be torn because I think that they're gonna get irritated with the sniping and then the different, I guess you could say, camping places. I'm not quite sure, but I think this is a map where flankers / silence guys will probably enjoy, but it is also quite big, so you will probably have to deal with a lot of running before you can actually get to the firefight. Around the perimeter of the map, there are places to to run to that would probably be of interest to those submachine gun type players, but I have a feeling in general they will be outmaneuvered here. I do think assault rifles will come out on top the majority of the time, because although it is shorter distances and not necessarily in the center where snipers will dominate, it is still far enough apart that I really think you guys are going to have some trouble with that. So this map probably not catering as much to the close quarters type guys, but I don't know, there's a lot of different paths. I can see capture the flag being a very fun game mode on here with 6-on-6. I can also see ground war domination being very intense here. That one will probably not be as good for snipers because there'll just be such a flush, such a I can't talk. Such a rush of players coming at you from different angles that you may get overwhelmed. But I'll have to try that out and see. I'll have to wait until it's in the well, I guess it's already in the core variant of ground war, but it's not necessarily going to come up with all the number of maps there are now. But yeah, I mean, like, I find this to be a very scenic map. I mean, you look out here, there's the coast, there's cannons that you can actually hide in between, which is pretty cool. And again, I thought they did a good job with the detail on this map. It's very bright, it's green, the graphics are really sweet. So from an aesthetic standpoint, I really think that they did a good job here. From a gameplay standpoint, I think that the spawns are definitely balanced, and I never found myself getting spawn kill, which was definitely good. And again, like the first map, Drive-In, there's enough physical and visual barriers that when you spawn, you probably won't have an enemy looking at you, which is a good thing. I think it's something that players are looking for in these Black Ops maps, and I think it's something that certain levels out of all the maps that have already come out is where, like, spawning is an area where they may be lacking a little bit. So I think they did a pretty decent job with that so far out of the first three. And if I had to give this one an overall rating, just simply based on my one game, and keeping in mind that it is only TDM and not domination, I think I'd give this a 7.5 out of 10, which is pretty fair. I think it's overall pretty good, and that's all there really is to it. I mean, I didn't get a high score, but this probably is a map where Chopper Gunner would maybe do some decent damage, those kind of high kill streaks. Dogs would probably be okay here too. Now, Chopper Gunner, the thing that comes with that is that there's kind of like this giant wall in the very center of the level that kind of divides it into left and right. Well, not so much left and right, but more of one flank lane to the left, the main channel to the right, and those very tight alleys to the on the other side there. But Chopper Gunner would probably do you well as you are circling the perimeter of the map. You probably get all the guys on one side, and when they try to take some cover, you might mop them up when you get through the next. One thing that I noticed about this level, which is, I guess, pretty good, is that you know, if you don't have a spy plane, it's not too difficult to predict where they are coming from, because it's kind of like an elongated you know, circle, right? So there's basically, even though it is very circular and there's a lot of paths, it's kind of like, you know, if your team's on one side, you can more or less predict which places the enemy will be coming from, and there's only so many paths, right? So although there are many ways to get around from place to place, you know that, you know, depending on where your individual spawn is, you may be able to predict that, okay, well, they either have to come from my left or from my right based on one of these two paths. I'll have to watch them both. And without a spy plane, you're not sure where they are, but if you keep your eyes open, you should be okay in that regards. So, I don't know, the other thing is, too, is, I think snipers, you really have to buckle in. You have to make sure your teammates are watching your flanks, because there are so many ways in. And other than that, I don't think there's too much to talk about. I really am looking forward to trying this on a domination variant, or even just mosh pit, capture the flag, stuff like that. I feel like this is a really, you know, getting back to capture the flag with all the different lanes you can run. I feel like if your team is a team that communicates, you'd have a lot of fun running the flag back, and, you know, there's probably be some good battles when it comes to trying to stop the flag carriers. So many ways, so many different places you can cut them off, right? And I think that they designed it quite well for that. You know, I don't feel like this map necessarily had TDM in mind when they were creating it. Not that it was a bad game or anything. I didn't find it all that bad. But I feel like this map particularly was intended to be an objective map, whereas, say, Driving, for example, probably not as much. But there you go, guys. This wraps up the gameplay. We're just about done here, and I will bring you my last review, Hangar 18, as soon as this other one gets uploaded, and I will see you guys soon. This has been Magic People, and take it easy, guys.
Good job, team. We executed the mission perfectly.